Tell me about your background. How did you get to where you are now?
Wow, that's going a ways back. Well, let's see. My undergraduate preparation is in health and physical education, and when I graduated from Wayne State University in Detroit, my first job was teaching at a brand new high school, a private school outside of Detroit. And I was there for 9 years, and I coached girls basketball, and I started a track and field program while I was there. And I really enjoyed the place. There were a lot of great people, but I was looking for a little bit more of a challenge. And so I decided to go seek that. And my competitive experience at Wayne State was in fencing. That's how I competed. And I was among the first group who started the first women's fencing program at Wayne State, and actually among many of the schools. And so I knew Notre Dame as a very good top-level fencing program. And Notre Dame had just started to admit women as undergraduates. So I went over there and I said, hey, you looking for a fencing coach? And they said, Mike's doing a fine job coaching both the men and women. So, but would you like to, we're bringing up tennis as a varsity status. Would you like to coach the tennis team? And I went, sure. Well, they found somebody with a little more qualifications coaching the tennis team. But a year later, she left. So they called me and said, well, now we're bringing up women's basketball to varsity status. The tennis coach left, and we've got a lot of fencing classes in the physical education program. Are you interested? And I said, sure. So I was hired in 1977 to be the first women's varsity basketball coach and coach tennis and teach in the physical education department. The Northwestern tennis story. Well, Northwestern was on my schedule when I took the job, but from the previous year to that year, they decided to go Division I, 8 full scholarships, recruited some really top players. I still had no scholarships. So women's tennis at that time, we were playing 6 singles, 3 dubs, and so a total of nine matches. And the first time we played them, we didn't win a match. We didn't win a set. We didn't win a game.
Wow.
6-0 all the way down the board. So my friends were saying, well, you're not going to schedule Northwestern again, are you? And I said, oh, yes, I am. But our goal for next year is everybody has to win 1 game. And then it got to the point where our goal was to win a set. So in my last year, we did play Northwestern. We now had 2 scholarships. They still had a well-established program. We finished singles, splitting singles, went into dubs, and all 3 dubs split sets. We eventually lost 5-4, but we had made considerable progress, and I was very proud of them.
What was it like just to walk out onto the court for your very first game as the head coach? I mean, was there a, what the heck am I doing here moment? Or
a little bit of that, but then again, you have so much to pay attention to. I used to remember in those early years, it was kind of difficult to sing the national anthem because of the anxiety that I was experiencing.
Okay. I am very interested in this jersey, this number 12 jersey with your name on it. What is that?
Well, you may be familiar with the Pink Zone. Every February, the Women's Basketball Coaches Association instituted the Pink Zone to raise awareness and monies for breast cancer awareness, cancer research. And so every February, around mid-February, the women's collegiate teams dress up in some sort of pink, either a full uniform or possibly their shoes or headbands or whatever, to bring this awareness to breast cancer. Notre Dame does that. In their College of Science, they have a Cancer Research Institute, and the women's basketball program does dress up in pink and honor that, and they make a big to-do on a particular game in February. They also have a large fundraising effort to raise monies, and the last fundraising effort, in addition to acknowledging all the people who have raised money and the doctors who are treating cancer patients and the folks that are doing the research, they have a luncheon right before that game. And I was very honored to be asked to be the keynote speaker at the luncheon this February of 2012.
There we go.
In 1983, I had my diagnosis and treatment in South Bend for breast cancer. So I'm a 29-year breast cancer survivor. So it was quite an honor, and the gift, one of the gifts they gave me was this framed jersey with my name on it. So that now hangs in my office, so anybody can stop by my office and see it firsthand.
That has to have a tremendous amount of meaning to you as a breast cancer survivor, a member of the University of Notre Dame, and to be honored like that had to have been a pretty moving experience.
It certainly was. I mean, to go back, I love the place. I love the, and another thing, when I went in, they have put an addition onto the basketball arena, and it's called the Purcell Pavilion. And in one of the hallways, they have this wallpaper with the photographs of all the basketball coaches in the history of the men and women's program. So up in one corner is a picture of me back in the day. And so that was kind of neat, because that was the first time I had seen that. And I was able to be there with two of my basketball players. Missy Conboy played basketball for me, and she's now the senior associate athletic director. She actually took my job. When I left to come to Charlottesville, she was hired, and she's been there all this 26 years. And one of her good buddies, Patty O'Brien, was also there, who played basketball for me. So we have our picture taken with the old picture and the new picture, and it was terribly exciting. The only down spot of the whole event was they lost the game to West Virginia, but it was just such a privilege and such an honor, and just bringing back memories. It was delightful.
Well, speaking of privileges and honors, I have to say that it was both for me to be able to sit down and speak with you today.
Well, thanks, Tom.
really appreciate the time that you spent with me, and I hope that we have an opportunity to do this again.
Absolutely.
So thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So.